Hey, hey, Blue Table fans. Brother Incompletus here. Crimson Fists Unpainted, Partially Painted Dreadnought. I want to remind you that BTP put out its second How to Paint video today. There's a link in the liner notes. So the Emperor commands that you finally buy something from BTP because, you know, really, guilt. Guilt is what it's all about. Sergeant Incompletus out. You might think that BTP employees are happy, and even if they were happy, they're certainly not well paid. So buying a DVD could help feed an employee for 10 minutes.
For 10 minutes.
And hey, they can eat a lot in 10 minutes.
It will only feed them for 10 minutes.
We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving.
All aboard the murder train.
That's awesome.
They didn't think they were going to murder them.
What did you play? Tickle fights?
Nice.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay.
That guy's crazy.
It's great. It's a toupee. You looking at my toupee?
Yeah.
Do you want to take? Just grab it. Just grab
it. Take it off my head. Grab it.
Wouldn't that be funny?
Come on, just grab it.
Tom, yeah, I think you'd look awesome bald, Thomas. No, you really would.
Well, it might happen.
Can anybody else see that? How great he would look bald? He would look badass. Breaking badass.
I feel like what you're trying to get me to do is shave my hair.
No, not at all. Definitely don't do it. In fact, I forbid you to shave yourself bald.
Alright.
I command it. Okay, Thomas.
I like that.
If you can talk over the sound of dremeling.
Well, I can raise the volume of my voice some.
Thank you! Alright. Space Marine Codex. It's been out for 2 days.
Yeah!
Yes, it has been out for 2 days.
Alright.
2.5 days.
So what's awesome about the Space Marine Codex?
Well,
It's ignorant. It's ignorant.
Ultramarines are pretty good.
Okay.
Thomas loves that.
White scars, they're pretty good.
Here's my complaint about that.
Oh no!
This is my complaint about
You're
it.
not helping me sell Marines here, Thomas.
No, you gotta sell
Sorry.
Okay, great.
You know what, Zachary? I will complain as much and as often as I like to, and you can just shut up.
You know what?
Anyway,
I'm gonna change around your thing.
Okay.
So all people will hear is Space Marines are awesome.
I didn't say that.
You should buy them now.
iPhone
That would be the whole thing, the whole
iPhone voice
commentary.
the whole time.
It'll
Nice.
just be.
Like you speed my lips up so
Yeah.
I'm just talking.
Yeah, that's
It's like this is the translation of what he said. So you could have watched an hour of Thomas talking, but that's boring. So here's the gist of what he said.
Yep. Okay, go ahead, Thomas.
All right. So here's my complaint.
Quit screwing around.
The Ultramarines were the last Codex people claimed was not being was either not enough or was too Ultramarine centric, while claiming not to be. This one is like 3 times as Ultramarine centric than of the last Codex.
Yeah, but it has the doctrines where you can pick a doctrine and
Yeah.
then all of a sudden you're...
Okay. Yeah, you can pick the doctrines, but if you don't pick the Ultramarine doctrine, you're at a disadvantage.
Really?
That's
Because those doctrines were awesome.
the Ultramarine doctrines are amazing. They're the most powerful doctrines easily.
It's only for a turn, though. I noticed.
Yeah, but it's three different things. You can basically
Not as good as he
build.
thinks.
What?
It's not as good as he thinks.
It's pretty darn good.
It's not as good as he thinks.
Now,
Alright.
here's my question.
Yeah.
Let's say there's a time vortex,
Okay.
and both the last edition of Space Marines plops on the table, and this edition plops on the table. For some reason, I'm using that terminology. Okay.
Which one would I play?
Which one would you play? If they both came out at the same time.
And we're playing 6th edition rules.
Thank you, Karen.
We're playing 6th edition rules. Yes.
Yes, 6th edition rules.
I'd be hard pressed Hard pressed to make a choice there.
Okay.
The Thunderfire cannons stayed, which obviously you know are my favorite, stayed exactly the same except for 2 changes. One, they became Barrage. And Barrage, while everyone's like, oh, amazing Barrage, it's great, the problem is that it's a multiple Barrage, which means that I hit with one roll, place the template, and then roll from there to see, and the template will flip over with just
Right.
one die. Or if I roll a hit, which is 33% chance, then I can put the template where I want.
Right.
You know,
Even
overlapping.
intersecting the first
Intersecting the
As long
first
as
one.
it has to be touching,
It can be overlapping.
but it has to touch still.
It has to still touch.
one. Right.
The problem is that if you get an initial bad roll, you're in a bad spot. You
Oh,
don't-
I see.
You're screwed.
Whereas before it was just like 3
it was
missile
four,
shots.
4 blasts.
Okay.
And you get, I mean, yeah, one might go wrong, but the other ones are better. Now, I think that given time and practice, it will turn out to be a wash. And so
Okay.
a wash on the number of hits that I'll get.
Well,
versus
and
the
with
number of hits I
Barrage,
used to
you
get.
can determine which guy dies.
Right.
by
It will start from
centering
it will
the
start
hole.
from the inside, which in theory should be. I mean, it should be a good thing.
You don't think the Thunderfire should have been nerfed?
Do I think the Thunderfire should have been nerfed?
Hold on. Let's guess what he's gonna say.
Seeing the way the Codex turned out, if the Thunderfire were nerfed, then
I probably would have just left my Ultramarines, or I probably would have my Salamanders. I probably would have left my Space Marines on the shelf and continued to play my Blood Angels.
Okay. Okay. So what else?
Okay.
Let's talk about how to
here's
make
the
an
other- here's
awesome
the other
6th
thing-
edition
Here's the
Space
other thing
Marine.
about the Thunderfire cannons that changed.
Okay, go ahead.
Before, your Tech Marine was a character, and as soon as the gun died, it actually specified he becomes an independent character and can go
Right.
and run around and do his own thing.
Right.
Now he's different. He's called a Tech Marine gunner, and his type is artillery. So if his gun is destroyed,
He's
he's
destroyed.
just standing around by himself. Has to stay out by himself, just walking around.
Oh, he
by
can't
him.
join
He
a
can't join other units. So
Oh, that sucks.
he did in a way get kind of a nerf. And so anyway, that aside, I really love, you know, my beautiful unit isn't completely ruined, but I have to relearn how to use it. The Stern Guard, which is the other unit that I used a bunch, and everyone was quick to point out, oh, they dropped in points, and they, you know, got access to a couple more things. Yes, they did, except for that their combi weapons are now cost 10 points rather than 5 points, which I ran heavy.
So, but
heavy
on the
combi
net, that
weapons.
only makes the unit like 6 points more.
It
right?
makes it 2 points more per model, so 20 points more if you run 10 guys.
oh yeah, 20
all
points.
with combi Memphis?
If you ran yes, mass combi weapons.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, 20 points. Oh yeah.
John in the background, of course, is complaining because he plays Blood Angels, but I would actually like to play with his Stern Guard now, because all you have to do to make your Stern Guard way better than my Stern Guard is bring a Sanguinary Priest. Which, by the way, a Sanguinary Priest costs 50 points. Guess what? That, to me, sounds like half of it's already paid for. If you could bring combi weapons and you'd still be able to pay for half your guy versus me.
Oh god, oh no.
Thomas, I don't think you're going to win this one.
He's not. No, he's gonna continue to troll because he doesn't think it's that big a loss, but it is kind of annoying.
Okay.
Like on
All
the
right.
net, they lost 3
Come on,
points. So
Thomas.
if you don't
We're
run
spinning
them,
our wheels here.
I'm talking about the Codex.
Tell us
What
how
do you
to-
want? Do you want a review, or do you want me to just spit out a list? Because I thought you wanted a review.
I want a review.
All right. Let me continue to say what I'm saying.
That is list-based.
I'm talking about what I have put in lists and what I would put in lists in the
Okay, good.
future. All right.
Go ahead.
All right. So Stern Guard, yes, cost 3 points less if you don't put combi weapons on them. They cost 2 points more from what they used to cost to put them on the table with a combi weapon now. Yes, it's only 2 more points, but on the other hand, it's in the 6th edition where everything has gotten cheaper. It's kind of like it's a 32-point guy. It's a really expensive. It might be a point sink, and that's something that I worry about. Is it a point sink to do that? To spend the money to put that model on the table. Especially when you have to consider that now you've got specific combat doctrines. Speaking of combat doctrines, Feedy will continue to disagree with me, but I think that the Ultramarines is clearly the best, especially when you consider that if you bring them, you have access to all of their characters.
Right.
They kept all of the same characters that were in the book, added in the Black Templar characters, so the Emperor's Champion, Helbrecht, and Grimaldus. But no one else got any other special characters. So the Ultramarines have access to 4 independent special characters and 2 upgrade special characters, all of which got better. Well, okay, I take it back. The chaplain guy, can't think of his name, didn't get better. Cassius didn't get better. Meh, whatever. He got better because he got Zealot rule, which means hatred rather than having to charge to get rerolls. But everyone else got better. Marnie's Calgar is better. Tigurius is ridiculously better. Like, he got so much better and dropped 40 points. It's ridiculous how powerful that guy is.
Actually, even better. Just edge it.
So the Space Marines Codex is the Ultramarines Codex.
It is the Ultramarines Codex. That's the part that really bothers me, is that everything that they made it sound like was that you were going to be able to play these other chapters and have competitive lists without the supplements, Mason. They might bring the same supplements, but guess what?
Yeah, but that
we might get a supplement like the Black Legion, which is actually worse to play than just playing the stupid decks itself.
Which is what he likes. He likes that sort of dark.
Anyway, so.
Yeah, so the level 4s wind up getting like...
You know who I really feel the worst for? Is Black Templar players. I really feel the worst for Black Templar
They
players.
would have been better off just sticking with the old book.
Yeah, they would. The old book was better. Yes, they didn't get the Centurions, which by the way suck. They didn't get some of the different cheap choices. They don't get Thunderfire cannons. They didn't get Stern Guard. They didn't get all the things that you could access to by being part of the main rulebook.
Right.
But they had all their own stuff.
Right.
And now it's a situation of, why would I play Black Templars when I could play any of the other chapter tactics and have a better list?
Right.
The only thing that's worth paying for the chapter or bringing your armies to chapter tactics is that your troop choice can bring Land Raider Crusaders as a dedicated transport, and Halbert. Halbert is pretty decent. Other than that, and he's not even that great. He's decent.
They don't have the vows.
No, they don't have the vows. Vows are gone.
Because the vows affected the whole army.
Yeah,
all the time.
now they have it.
Now they have it like for one round you can do something.
They have a thing that's called Accept Any Challenge, and it gives them the. They also have the Crusader rule, which by the way, the Crusader rule is a trash rule. That's a USR rule, and then they have what is it? One round they get to do. I don't even remember.
I remember reading it and going, really? That's it?
Yeah, that's it. They totally took away their vows. The Emperor's Champion got the nerf stick in a large way. He's a terrible character now. I played him in a bat rep. You guys may have watched it, where I was playing against Rich. Awesome. He's awesome. Even he's a 140-point character then, with a 2-up save, 4-up four-up invulnerable save in close combat, a strength 6 weapon. He has rage. So he's hitting, only weapon skill 5, but he's hitting, or maybe it was weapon skill 6, but anyway, he's hitting people on 3s, wounding them on 2s, 5 attacks. Awesome. Now he has 4 attacks if you charge with him, and your strength 4. Your 6s will cause instant death, which is cool. But he costs 140 points.
Wow.
And
that's a huge investment.
Yeah, I mean, he's a huge investment for a character that, especially considering that Captain is now 90 points.
Yeah.
So I can bring a Captain with Artificer Armor and Storm Shield for like 125. So 15 points less. So I can get a power weapon. I can do for the same number of points that a Emperor's Champion costs, I can get a Captain who has an extra attack and an extra wound and an extra ballistic skill, and give him a 2-up, 3-up save rather than 2-up, 4-up save, and a power weapon for the same number of points as the Emperor's Champion. And the Emperor's Champion has 2 special abilities. One of them, he can make his weapon +2 strength, but he's unwieldy and 2-handed, which means he only has 2 attacks if he's just in the second round of combat. And he goes at initiative 1. Wow, that's awesome. Here's my initiative 1 character with 2 attacks. Whoop-de-doo. It's like a sergeant. It's like you're paying 140 points for a sergeant. Yeah, and then the other one he sixes on instant, or his sixes rolls to wound of a 6 or instant death, but he's strength 4. So, yay, good for you. You might get lucky and kill a. Oh yeah, and that's the other thing too.
Does he have a power
He
weapon?
always he has the black sword. It's an AP.
Okay.
It's an AP2 sword. They at least kept that.
Well,
They at
that's
least kept
pretty good.
No, it's terrible. For 140 points for a guy that's got 2 attacks base, it's terrible. He's awful. Before he was awesome. He had rage before. Now he doesn't have rage. Now he's just like, man. The Emperor's Champion. Yeah, that's the other thing. He has to challenge. Always. He always has to accept challenges. He always has to challenge. And if there's anybody else in the unit that has the same rule, he supersedes them. He has to challenge.
Yeah.
So guess what? That Power Fist Orc guy, is looking really good right now. The Knob's like, oh yeah, awesome. Because if this Emperor's Champion, like let's say the Emperor's Champion charges, sure, he gets 4 attacks at that point. So he's going to hit 3 of them, and he's strength 4, so he's going to wound 1 of them.
Well, what are
and
the chances
wins
of rolling 1/6 for instant?
You're
death?
right, 1 in 6 chance. I'm not saying the math isn't there for him to be able to do it,
Okay.
but now
It's about
where
50%.
is before for him to roll a 6?
Out of the 3 dice, yeah.
He hits with 3 and okay, so you're
Yeah,
saying
it's about a 50%
no,
chance
it's a
to roll
33%
3 dice. No, that's with 2 dice.
I'm not seeing it, but there's also a 50% chance that he's going to roll a 1, and he has to wound that guy, that Knob, twice. And if he doesn't roll a 6 and doesn't wound it twice, the Knob is going to tear his head off.
Yeah, it's the chances are 11 in 36 of rolling a 6 on 2d6.
Hey Thomas,
Yeah.
you know
And
what
it's
the worst,
about
the
50%
worst characters
to get it on
of all
3
Space Marines
dice.
are?
Are you 3?
Wolf
Okay,
Lords.
hold on a second.
If I roll 3 dice, the chances of one of them at least coming up a 6 is about 50%.
I would love to see the math on that. That does not make sense to me.
I'd be glad.
That's
That sounds
3 1 in 6 chances.
Yeah, that's right.
It's 50%.
Yeah, it's about 50%.
3 1 in 6 chances. Is
3, 1 in
Okay,
6 chances.
think about this.
Okay.
You've got a grid that's 6 by 6,
Yes.
right? And so they're out of so there's 36 different combinations you can have when you roll 2d6, right?
Yes.
Now the chances of getting a 6 on one of those is 6 times out of on dice A. The dice A will show up a 6 is 6 in 36. That's 1 in 6. See how
That's
the
20.
math
That's
works?
20%.
Yeah, it's
No,
more
but
like
okay,
16%.
Thomas,
Yes.
since it's 3 dice and you're not looking for multiples, it's a 1/6 chance plus a 1/6 chance plus a 1/6 chance. 3/6 is
I can see what you're
is
saying, but
50%.
that doesn't. It also seems like to me that. All right,
50%
I'll accept
and
this.
then
I'll
hold
accept
on.
this. The point.
Then for dice B, that adds up, but it doesn't go to 12 out of 36 because there's the one chance that you'll roll a 6 on both dice. It's 11 out of 36. That's the fraction
All right.
for a 6.
Still
And
not.
that's
Still not
about
selling.
30%.
Still not selling me on this character.
Okay, there you go.
Anyway,
Right,
the
go
point
ahead.
is, fine.
Just arguing the odds.
50% chance
There's a
he kills the
50%
knob.
chance of killing anything.
50% chance of killing anything that doesn't have
Immune to instant
ignores
death.
instant death, an invulnerable save, too high a toughness for you to wound, for instance.
Oh yeah, that's in 40k, right?
Okay.
Yeah, you can't kill her.
Yeah, he can stand. An Emperor's Champion can stand there and get punked by a Wraith Knight. I mean, lots of things will get punked by a Wraith Knight, but this is just extra silly. Yeah, no, but here's the problem. Here's the problem with it. Whereas before they brought this Codex out, he almost never lost. He would never lose to a Knob. Now there's a fair chance that he's going to lose to a Knob. In fact, a 50% chance that he's going to lose to a Knob. If he doesn't kill that Knob, the Knob then actually gets to swing at him, and has the same number of attacks, and all of his good attacks are going to cause instant death too. Because guess what? Emperor's Champion's only toughness 4. So. And oh yeah, and the Knob has a much better chance of actually killing him because he doesn't need to roll a 6 to instant death him. He just has to roll 50%. Oh, 50% on one die, which was like what? 75? I don't even know what your odds would be at that point. Let's say the Knob has 3 base attacks. Let's say he didn't even get to charge. Well, he's going to hit 1.5%.
Oh yeah, it's
1.5.
like 70-80%.
Right, 80% chance that the Emperor's Champion has a 50% chance to die because he has a 4-up invuln.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's
Does the Emperor's
trash.
Champion have an invuln burst?
Yeah, he has a 4-up.
All right.
He's
That's
trash.
interesting.
He's
All right,
total
go
crap.
ahead. What's next?
Anyway, same thing with Grimaldus. Grimaldus was amazing. They shot him in the foot in a major way. He's terrible. You never want to bring him with his Cenobites anymore because they can't join a unit. He and them cannot join a unit anymore. So he either has them and is out by himself being like, haha, this is 6th edition and I'm not going to get shot down by bolter fire. Of course. That's not going to happen. Or you can not bring them and have them part of a unit. Not that what their ability is anymore matters, because before it was, hey, once a game, I can make everyone within 12 inches of me have +1 attack. Now it's, hey, everyone within 6 inches of me, I think it even says models. I mean, this might still count for units, but models within 6 inches of me have a 6-up invulnerable save. Wow. Good trade. So, yeah. Initiate squads stayed about the same. I'm not gonna lie, they're okay. They went down, I think, in points a little bit. That's what I meant. Crusader squads, initiates, neophytes, and now the Sword Brethren are. You can upgrade one of them to be a Sword Brethren.
So all those units are in the new book?
It's one unit.
Sword Brethren?
It's one unit. They got the Crusader squad. Crusader squad is initiates, can take neophytes, and can upgrade one guy to a Sword Brethren.
Oh, just one guy?
One guy. One Sword Brethren.
So can you take a unit of Sword Brethren?
No. Those don't exist anymore.
Can you duplicate them using some other entry?
No. I mean, sure. I mean, you could take Vanguard. They can be Vanguard veterans,
okay.
But they don't have. They don't get to do what they did before. One of the things that was nice about Sword Brethren was they could take. You could upgrade them with a special ability: Tank Hunter, Furious Charge, or Counter Charge, or something like that. Counterattack. You can't do that anymore. That's gone. So, plus to bring either the Crusader squads or any of these characters, you have to use again the Black Templar tactics. So anyway, that's my review on the Black Templars. They're not worth it.
Sounds like not fun.
It's too bad. And that's the part that makes me sad. The theme is still really cool. You can still have your models painted that way, and they still look really good. But yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to say. I mean, this is the Codex I play, and I obviously am more likely to be more cynical about it because of that. But you know, I'm not trying to say it's a bad Codex and hey, don't play it. I'm just trying to say that there was this promise in mind that GW came up with that seemed really awesome, that we were all like, oh, amazing, that was going to expand it so that you could play all these other chapters. And the Black Templars, sure, they get rolled in, but hey, man, they're going to keep their same stuff, they're still going to be cool, and they're going to get access to new stuff, so they're going to be awesome, right? Unfulfilled in some circumstances. Ultramarines, yes, they have a buff. Yes, they are tournament worthy, and I think they'll play very well. The frustrating part to me is, as somebody who's played the Codex since the 5th edition Codex came out, the day of, in fact, you were able to bring characters like Tellian and Kronos and Tigerius and Cassius. I'm not even talking about Marnius, Calgar, or Sicarius. I'm talking about these other guys, 2 of which are unit upgrades. You could bring them and mix-match them into your other army that was using some other tactics, you know, if you brought Vulcan or Shrike or Lysander or Cantor or something like that. Now you have to use the Ultramarine tactics to be able to use those characters. And that's really frustrating because they buffed all of those characters.
Okay.
And it's frustrating too because in some ways they nerfed the other characters. Khan is amazing. Khan is the only one who clearly got an amazing buff to him. And in addition to that, the White Scars chapter tactics are amazing. So the
hit and run army wide.
Hit and run, +1 to their cover save. +1 to the cover save on the bikes. These are all for bikes. Skilled rider. It's not skilled rider. It's separate. It's not. They don't. It's the same thing as skilled rider, but it's not skilled rider. So if you could somehow get yourself skilled rider, you could have both. They just get +1 to their cover save on bikes, and they ignore dangerous terrain, and they have hit and run. That's what skilled rider does. Is it ignores?
But that's just for one turn of the game, right?
No, it's
every
turn. It's bikes. They're just bikes.
But in chapter tactics it says just one turn.
That's
just for
the
Ultramarines.
Ultramarines.
Oh, so the other ones get it all the time.
And then in addition,
that's incredible.
Kasaro Khan, if you bring him, he allows your dedicated transports and your bike units to have the scout special rule. Plus the hammer. Oh yeah, they have hammer. They're +1 strength to their hammer and wrath attacks. And Khan on his bike has D3 hammer and wrath attacks. White Scars are amazing.
Okay, you're on again.
Alright, so, yeah, White Scar is awesome. Salamanders, I'm coming to kind of like the ability. They have the ability, they re-roll failed rolls to wound
That's nice.
with their flamers.
Okay, that's awesome.
And they also re-roll failed armor saves against flamers. So that's
Versus
failed saves versus flamers. It's pretty. That's
awesome.
It's pretty nice.
Flamers are more prevalent nowadays.
Yeah. I mean that's nice. And then
weapons?
it'll work. Yeah. Anything that's a flamer. It's not a template.
So against my
but a
Wraith
flamer,
Guard with
something that's a flame,
D-size,
something
AP2.
specific
Oh. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, no, it won't really work against them. But if I had an invulnerable save, I would get to reroll invulnerable saves against
That's
them.
nice.
It's nice against the ball or the Bale Flamer on the Helldrake, because if you can stick a guy who has a 2-up armor save in the unit somewhere, obviously it doesn't really work as well because he'll still be able to kill off some guys. Because the way the Torrent Flamer works is he can go out 12 inches and then put the template where he wants, so he gets to choose the angle at it. But somewhere you put the guy in the unit and with a 2-up armor save, and
Bale Flamer?
it's the Bale Flamers with what the Helldrake has. It's called a Bale Flamer.
Okay.
The Helldrake's weapon is called a Bale Flamer.
Got it.
All right. Anyway, so anybody with a 2-up armor save will get to re-roll their save against the Bale Flamer. So.
Okay.
I'm not really sure how the tactics will work or how well they'll work, but in theory I could put a 2-up armor save guy in a unit with power armor guys and tank at least some of the Bell Flame's wounds. So. Yeah, I will. The other thing that the Salamanders do is they give all of their characters, that's important, characters, not independent characters, characters get a free master-crafted weapon. Even one that you buy as an upgrade.
Does that mean that independent characters don't get this?
Just anybody who's a character. So that's independent characters and characters.
Okay, hold on.
When do you need me to come up and do that? We're on the camera right now.
You're on.
Whenever.